Hello, I'm BMillzebub and welcome to my channel. I got a sore throat today, so I'm going to try to speak as normally as possible, but it's probably going to get a little rough at some points. But today's video is actually stolen directly from Dallas Wade, which is a video he uploaded yesterday talking about his favorite atheist skeptic YouTubers of 2019. So I'm actually going to do exactly the same thing just as soon as the intro finishes playing. And if you ask me, our days are numbered, falling one by one. It seems to me somewhere we blunder with blind faith and trust. So today, in no particular order, I'm going to, again, talk about my favorite skeptic atheist YouTubers of the year. This isn't a full list, but I got quite a few on here. And since the idea is stolen from Dallas Wade, I'm going to start with him. Dallas unfortunately didn't post too many videos, but each one of them was really well thought out and articulated. So if you haven't checked him out, he is criminally undersubscribed. The last time I took a look at his channel, he was at 422. Let's see if we can, bump him up to at least 500 sooner rather than later. Our next entry on the list is Godless Unicorn. This young lady has had a pretty rough, I would say just year, but she's had a pretty rough ride this whole way through. Godless Unicorn actually has a couple different channels. There's her main Godless Unicorn channel. She's got one called Beautiful Unicorn, which I think is a vlog channel, and then she's got True Crime Unicorn, where she talks about true crime. Since she actually is going to school for criminal justice, I don't think she actually wants to do that, but it's an interest of hers. But more specifically, her Godless Unicorn videos, I've really enjoyed. She, I don't think a whole lot of people really imagine a 17-year-old having thought out videos, especially not well thought out videos, which she definitely does. So if you've never heard of her before, Godless Unicorn, go check out her channel. It's well worth your time. Up next is Compelled Unbeliever. This dude is a really good friend of mine, and he took quite a long break from YouTube this year, but I really enjoy his videos when he does put them up because, again, you're going to see a trend with the way I describe these different content creators. His videos are really well thought out. He actually puts in the time and effort. So definitely head on over to Compelled Unbeliever's channel and hit that subscribe button. Up next is Ardea. Now, Ardea is one of those Aussies, so she doesn't actually exist. She's just a hologram. But I'm going to go ahead and give her, I'm going to give her a pass on that. She tackles some atheist and skeptic stuff, but she spends a lot of her time on science. And her most recent video is actually, it's something to do with mercury and something else in vaccines, pointing out exactly why the argument that anti-vaxxers are making is incredibly stupid. I actually still have to watch the video. I'm just kind of hoping I get that right, but I wouldn't be surprised if I, hit that nail on the head. But Ardea makes fantastic videos, and like everyone else on this playlist, not even playlist, this list, they're all well worth the watch. This next channel is actually, I think I might have to use the word supergroup to describe them. If you remember that phenomenon from many years ago where members of different bands would come together and make music that way. The channel is the League of Extraordinary Atheists for Humanism, which has Nacho Witness as a producer, Christy Santiago, and Gray Skeptic Mack. All fantastic creators in their own right, even though Christy doesn't actually create content outside of Leah. But they have, I want to say, weekly shows where they talk about different hot topics going on get in a given week or month or year. It just depends on, what it is they want to talk about, but it's kind of a podcast format, and it's just a really well-produced show, despite the producer being an Aussie and not actually existing. Up next is, I might as well talk about him, Nacho Witness. This dude, he doesn't really upload as much as I would really like him to, but every time he does, the video is very well worth the watch. For his own personal safety reasons, he has to have a avatar and use a voice modulator, but that doesn't take away from how soundly he makes his arguments. And he's a really smart dude, and frankly just doesn't get nearly enough credit. So head on over and sub to Nacho. Up next we have Gray Skeptic Mack, who again is from Leah. He's another one that doesn't upload very frequently. Actually, most of his time is spent on Leah, but he does have some content on his channel. And again, I know I'm kind of abusing this phrase, is really well thought out and worth the watch. Gray Skeptic, he's just a fantastic dude. I've had him on my channel for an interview. We did a couple collaborations together, and I went on to Leah to talk about active shooter training. He's a great dude, real easy to talk to. Head on over and subscribe. And there's Neil, the 604 Atheist, who gave me probably my first interview on YouTube after I started my channel. He's a fantastic dude, does so much good for the atheist community, gives small channels that need the exposure they need. He's just got his fingers, deep in the atheist community. The term 6 degrees of separation, or whatever it actually is. I don't know. 6 degrees, I think, is. I'm getting off topic. If you want to get a hold of somebody, Neil is probably the guy to go through, because he knows everyone. So he just chops that 6 degrees down to 1 or 2, technically, since he's in the middle. Again, I'm getting off topic. And then there is the Bible Belt Atheist. This dude, we've been in a race to 500 subscribers, and I'm winning by a pretty good margin right now. I'm winning by 10 or so as of filming this video. But he's another one of those, young guys. He recently turned 18, and his content is just fantastic. Pretty much everything he says has, a ton of time of thought put into it. He doesn't tend to mince his words, and he just has great content. There's really no other way to put it. So head on over and subscribe to the Bible Belt Atheist after you subscribe to me, because I need to get to 500 first. We don't have anything on the line for the bet, as far as I remember. It's just a race. And we've got a newcomer with this one. Skeptic She is quite new to the YouTube atheist skeptic community. I think she might have started making atheist videos about 8 or so months ago. But she gets a lot of letters from the Church of Scientology, so they feed her quite a bit of fodder for her channel, and it's always entertaining to watch. You should definitely check out her channel. It's fantastic. She's puts a lot of thought into what she does and says, and she plays music too. So you can actually find some videos on her channel from before she started doing the YouTube Atheist thing, and you can listen to her sing, and I'm pretty sure she plays the guitar too. So yeah, you got that going for you too. Up next is Unholy Sara. Now, she might not be one of those serious YouTubers that, well, she is serious in that she, has high quality content, but she's not serious like I'm serious. She has more levity in her videos. At least I find them to be quite funny. And the way she uses humor, I don't know, it almost makes me think that she could get a Christian to click the like button on one of her videos taking down their religion, because the way she delivers her message is light, funny. I don't want to say aloof because I don't think that really fits, but yeah, she comes at it from an angle that I don't really see anywhere else. So head on over to Sarah's channel and click that sub button. Next, we've got Purple Rhymes with Orange. This is yet another one of my good friends from the community, and he actually has two shows. He's got Midnight Mid-America and Midday Mid-America, and Midday actually is for people in parts of the world that can't make the midnight because it's either early in the morning for them and they have to be getting to work, or it's sometime in the afternoon and they're still at work for the day. So he compromises and does a show in the middle of the day, and gives international viewers a chance to catch a show live. But they don't usually stick to a really solid format. They actually constantly lose track of whatever thread they're on, and it happens very quickly. Thank you, Discord. But Purple also has a few different edited videos that are fantastic as well. And I definitely like to try to get onto his Midnight Mid-America show whenever possible, but lately it's been a little less so. And how could I mention Ardea and Unholy Sara without also mentioning X-Cult Baby? She is, I keep forgetting the nickname of their group. I want to say Godless Bitches is what they call themselves. I don't totally understand why, and I've asked each of them in their interviews, and none of them seem to remember the exact origin of their group's nickname, but I'm going to go with it. She is, if I'm remembering correctly, an ex-JW, so she doesn't have a whole lot of familiarity with holidays. In fact, she's pretty fresh out of being a JW, so I think she's only been out for a year or so, maybe two. But, she is kind of a baby atheist, and yet she makes some really great atheist content. So, again, I know I've beaten this phrase to death. Well worth the watch. Even more well worth your subscription to her channel. So head on over and do that. And finally, we've got Mr. Baer. This dude is just something else. I want to say he's either an Aussie or a New Zealander. I can't remember which. Either way, he's from the land of imagination. But even so, he makes fantastic content. He's a little more on the serious side and can sometimes get fairly agitated in his response videos. But sometimes that's what's needed in a discussion. And he fills that slot beautifully with the way he reacts to videos. So head on over, and check out Mr. Baer. Everyone on this list is just fantastic. I look forward to watching each of their videos, and you know what? I think as soon as you subscribe to them, you will too. Now again, I know a lot of you are going to be saying, Bub, you missed out on so many great creators. You forgot to mention this one, you forgot to mention that one. I know. And to all those creators out there that I missed, and there are many of you, I'm subbed to about 200 different channels myself, there just isn't the time of day. And, you know, I wanted to kind of keep this list to people who had 5,000 or fewer subscribers. So, yeah. I just kind of wanted to hit the highlights of the channels that, you know, I get to actually watch the most. Because there just isn't enough time in a day to watch everything, all the magnificent content that pretty much all of us put out, honestly. So, again, to all of you that I did miss, I'm sorry. But I'm sure that I'm going to have you on my channel for an interview someday if I haven't already. So, yes, eventually you will get some promotion on my channel, assuming, of course, you haven't quite yet. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around despite me having a really hoarse voice. This has actually been a very painful video to make, despite, you know, the nicer, happier kind of content it is. My throat just hurts very badly. So, I'm going to keep the exit from this video really short. Subscribe, Amazon wish list, all that other fun stuff. Take it easy, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.